Finding your feet on the floor, hip width apart, rub your hands together and begin to make contact with your skin. Just start rubbing the layer of skin. Imagine that you're spreading an oil all over your body and you're trying to coat every last square inch of your body. Work your way down your legs, down your feet. Just waking up that external layer of skin, bringing it to life a little bit, getting some blood flowing into that external layer. Work your way up your torso, up into the face, scalp, the back of the neck. And when you're done with that, you can just let that go and just register if you feel any different. You're going to then get a hold of the layer of muscle, working in a layer deeper into the layer of muscle below the skin. Grab handfuls of muscle tissue. You can imagine that you're squeezing toothpaste out of a tube. And just work deep into that layer of muscle, down the torso, down the legs. And you might start to notice that you start to make contact with the bones. So just start to waken that perception of the skeletal structure as well as you work into the layers of your muscle. Working your way back up your body until you reach the neck. You can massage the face, the scalp. And just like before, once you're done with that, you can just breathe normally, let that go, and notice if you feel any different. You're now going to start to picture the bones. So first start by picturing in your mind's eye the bones of your feet, followed by your ankle joints, and then your shin bones. See the knee joints and the heavy femur bones, the upper bones of the leg. Picture the hip sockets and the pelvic girdle, the sacrum, that large bone at the base of the spine. See your way up the spine, one vertebra at a time, until you reach that space between the shoulder blades where your ribs just float nice and easily. See your way up the spine until you reach your collarbones, your shoulder sockets. See the bones, the heavy bones of your arms, upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, and hands. And then trace your way back up until you find the bull vertebra, the vertebra at the base of the neck. Picture the bones of your neck one vertebra at a time until you feel your head floating gently on top. Picture a little pillow of air at the top of the neck spine where your head just sits easily. And as you feel that pillow of air, just start to rotate the head gently. You're going to start by rotating the head to one side. And as that rotation gets a little bit bigger, you can allow the weight of the head to start swinging itself around. You can imagine that there's a pencil on top of your head and you're drawing a gradually larger circle, a pencil pointing towards the ceiling, and then switch directions. Connecting with that sense of there being a little pillow of air on top of your neck spine where the head, the heavy skull, sits easily. And just like before, let the weight of your head swing itself around until those circles become smaller and smaller. You really feel that sense of the pillow of air on top of the neck. Next, put your mind's eye back into your elbow points and rotate your elbows forward. You're going to imagine that a string is pulling your elbows towards the ceiling. And then you're going to imagine the same thing in a moment with your wrists, as if there's strings pulling your wrists towards the ceiling. Notice the difference in your arms and your hands in terms of feeling. And then imagine that all 10 of your fingers are being pulled by a string upward toward the ceiling. Imagine somebody getting a hold of those strings and giving a light tug, lifting you away from the floor, bringing you up onto your toes, giving you a stretch, your shoulders pulling away from your hips. Bring your heels back to the floor, and in the moment, you're going to imagine that the strings of your fingers are cut. And then on an outward breath, you're going to imagine that the strings of your wrists are cut. And then same again, the strings of the elbows on an outward breath are going to be cut. And allow that feeling of relief and relaxation to travel up the back of your neck and yield the weight of your head, the heavy skull, forward, and allow the weight of your head to slowly pull your body forward, slowly rolling you down the spine, one vertebra at a time. One vertebra at a time, the weight of your head just slowly pulls you towards the floor until the weight of your torso becomes too much and you just drop at the hips. Sway gently from side to side, hanging from your hips, your torso heavy, head and neck free. And then tuck your tailbone under and slowly build yourself back up, rolling up the spine, one vertebra at a time, pausing at the neck for a moment so you don't get a rush of blood to the head. And then find yourself standing again. We'll look at it from the side real quick. Same thing as before. Find your feet roughly hip width apart and allow the weight of your head to encourage you to roll down the spine one vertebra at a time. The weight of your head gently pulling your neck and then your shoulders, down your spine, your ribs, the muscles of your stomach staying free and easy until eventually the weight of your torso becomes too much and you just let go in the hips. Your torso hangs freely and loose, little swing side to side. And you let that go, tuck your tailbone under, and slowly build your way back up, one vertebra at a time. A little bit quicker this time. I would encourage you to go slow when you first start this. And then just like before, you can close your eyes if you want, or keep your eyes open. You're just going to scan with your mind's eye. You're going to just have a look, see the bones again. Picture the bones from your feet, trace with your mind's eye up and down your body, letting go of any involuntary tension. Just see if you can encourage any unnecessary muscular tension to let go. Once you've had a look a few times with your mind's eye up and down your body, just give it a little shake. Shake out a little bit, breathe easy. Well done.